Welcome to this week's episode of AFL Cairns TV. On this week's episode, we'll have a look at all things that happen in round 4 of AFL Cairns seniors and reserve grade competitions. We'll have a look at the round 1 results of AFL Cairns Women's League and preview round 2. And we'll also look at the senior football preview for round 5 that's occurring this weekend. And our special guest this week on AFL Cairns TV is North Queensland head coach John Tootle, who will speak about all things rep footy, including our All-Stars game here at Cazaly's next Wednesday, and he'll also preview the North Queensland-South Queensland clash that'll take place on the Queen's birthday weekend at Burpengary later this year. South Cairns recorded their second win in 2015, defeating Central's Trinity Beach on their home deck by 11 goals. James Dixon was impressive for the Cutters, booting a game-high 6 majors, including this impressive effort tight on the goal line. And we couldn't resist including this from South Cairns playing coach Daniel Locke. What did you trip over? A fast-starting Lions saw the home side lead by 9 points at the main break. Lions half-forward Charlie Haley was again impressive, kicking 6 goals. Port Douglas hit their straps in the second half, with Kai Chappell kicking 6 majors, whilst holding the Cairns City Lions goalless. The Crocs, eventual runaway winners by 26 points at Holloways Beach Sporting Complex to record their 3rd win in season 2015. Cairns Saints inflicted more pain on the Tigers outfit, recording a 19-goal, 114-point victory at Watson's Oval. Again, full forward Matthew Walsh was impressive, booting 9 goals, which now sees him sit atop of the goal-kicking tally in 2015. Cairns Saints' run from half-back by Kieran Daly was again damaging, creating plenty of options up forward for the Saints outfit. Round 4 of the reserve saw the following results. A come-from-behind win by South Cairns saw them win in the dying minutes by 7 points against Central's Trinity Beach. A strong Port Douglas outfit defeated Cairns City Lions by 6 goals at Holloways Beach Sporting Complex. An impressive Cairns Saints outfit thumped North Cairns at Watson's Oval by 105 points. Round 1 of Women's League saw the following results. Last year's runners-up Menunda Hawks defeated Pyramid Power by 10 goals. South Cairns defeated Central's Trinity Beach by 55 points. Round 2 of Women's League sees last year's grand final replay, with North Cairns taking on Menunda Hawks under lights on Friday night at Cazaly Stadium, while on Sunday, Pyramid Power will do battle with Central's Trinity Beach at Power Park, Mar Road, following the AFL Cairns junior fixture at 3:05. After an impressive round 1 performance, South Cairns will have the bye in round 2. This week's guest on AFL Cairns TV to speak all things rep footy is North Queensland head coach John Tootle. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Sean.
As viewers may be aware, AFL Cairns released the training squads for the Cairns All-Stars versus the Indigenous and South Pacific All-Stars side, which will be played on next Wednesday at Cazaly Stadium. We've got John in here to talk to us about that game, but also his involvement in the North Queensland side, which this All-Stars match next Wednesday is a lead-up and a selection for. So, firstly, how do you see the talent in Cairns in 2015?
Yeah, there's been some talent come into the competition this year. We obviously lost a lot last year. But some good names have come in, like Mitch McKee's come in up at Port Douglas. Also Nathan Beck out at Centrals and a few other guys like that. Charlie Haley for the Lions as well. James Dixon, a few guys. There's a lot of gone out, a lot have come in to fill those voids.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, on the ladder in 2015, a lot of the sides are a lot more congested on the ladder. So it's going to be a big season, and those influential players will play a big role, and hopefully they can do well in the upcoming rep games. Looking at specific positions from the Cairns League, who's some of the best backmen that the viewers should look out for?
Guys have put their hand up every year for the last couple of years. Declan Kelly from Port Douglas has been playing well. He's best on ground last week. Jermaine Wardle, we all know he's a great competitor and does well down there. There's a mix of guys there. Rowan Couch, Adam Couch out at Saints. They're all quality footballers, so they're the guys that are putting their hand up at the moment to represent North Queensland.
Yeah, and look, the other end of the ground, up forward, obviously there's a mainstay there from Cairns Saints in Matthew Walsh, but who else up forward has impressed you in the opening few rounds?
There's Charlie Haley, he's done well for the Lions. James Dixon last week had a great game. Joel Child was leading the goal kicking there for a while as a small forward. So there's plenty of options out there as well. You've got Alex McQueen as well from the Saints. There's lots of options out there, and that we'll need to look at that. Another one is Anthony Sercombe from Port, who had a great end of the year last year and has started off well this year as well.
Yeah, a few of the names that you've said, it seems like the half forwards are really capitalising up forward with McQueen and Child. They're smaller forwards and they're really dominating the competition thus far in the opening rounds. Looking through the middle, the centre players, they obviously get a lot of football and they attract a lot of attention by coaches like yourself. So who stood out through the middle of the ground?
I think Mitch McKee's been the standout in the league so far this year. Gets his hands on it quite a bit. Great penetrating kick, and he seems to work fairly hard. Obviously, Dicko's done pretty well out at the Saints as well. He does every year. He's a big body midfielder who's done a great job through there. I know he killed us at the Lions when we played him. I know he played well against South as well. So here's another one there. Jack Phillips come in some good form as well. So a lot of guys are putting up their hand. There's plenty of options out there. I think there's about 9 or 10 midfielders who really got their hand up at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And last year's Crowther medalist from South, Zach Ewer, who you know well, being an assistant coach there last year. Again, he's hit his straps and he actually won the Anzac Day medal. What we look at is the ruckman. They generally give first use to the midfielders, the people that we've spoken about. For me, the two best ruckmen thus far have been the South Cairns recruit in Nick Jensen, and then also out at Cratham Park out there. We've also got the big boy in Sam Conroy. How have you seen their performances thus far?
Oh, look, I saw Sam play in the pre-season. Unfortunately, went down injured and he played on the weekend against Nick, so it was a pretty 50-50 contest, I thought. Nick's obviously got a great leap and gives those guys there at South first use of the ball, but there's other ruckmen out there as well. Even for us, Josh Savika's been playing very well. Sebastian Priest, he's the number one ruckman for the Tiwi Bombers up there, playing out of position at the moment. So these guys putting their hand up. They've got to make sure if it's a big ground down in Brisbane, so we've got to make sure we have someone who's versatile enough down there as well to run around the ground.
And we will look at the two sides for the viewers to have a look at. The All-Star side will be coached by South Cairns head coach in Daniel Locke. We've spoken about a few of the familiar faces in the side in Cairns Saints, Matthew Walsh and Jesse Dixon. You've also got Zach Ewer that'll play a big part in that side. But overall, there's a few new faces in, and one that you've already alluded to is the Port Douglas on-baller and Mitch McKee. He's been brilliant thus far in 2015, but there's also other players that haven't been at this level before and represented a Cairns, so they're going to be a very strong side come Wednesday. We look at now the Indigenous and South Pacific side, who will be coached by Rick Hanlon. In this side, City Lions, your home club, they actually feature quite heavily with Ali Bond and Kenny Moe running through there as well. They're going to be electrifying. They're going to be a very fast outfit that will have a lot of pace on the outside of the contest. Looking at both sides and the depth and the overall talent in both squads, John, who's your tip on Wednesday night?
Thanks for putting me on the spot there, Sean. Look, I don't really know. I'm there more as a selector, so I'm not picking any size. But like you said, the Indigenous South Pacific side will be quick. Last year, I think everyone thought the All-Stars team would run away with it, but their passion and pride for their jumper was a difference last year, and they nearly got away with it. They will be electrifying. They've got some great individual talents there, but I think if they play as a team, they'll go very well. The All-Star side, look, anything could happen there. There's some quick players there in Josh Lee, etc., on the outside, and Scotty Rowe and a few others running off there. I reckon it's just going to be a great game, and that's what I'm hoping for. And like I said, it's a selection process for North Queensland, so everyone's in the mix at the moment. If you put your hand up in this game, you'll be looked at for North Queensland.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we look at this rep game, it's essentially the best 44 open age footballers in Cairns, so it's going to be a cracking contest either way. Before we let you go, just touching on North Queensland, we're obviously going to be taking a fair contingent of AFL Cairns players down there. How are the other regions shaping up, like Townsville, Mackay and Capricornia, to help add strength to that side? Yep,
we also add Mount Isa into that as well. Yeah, look, there's some very good footballers in the region. So it's hard. I've got development or people recruiting for me down there to keep eyes on players. There's several players down in Mackay League who've played a very high level of football, and there's a few guys who played well last year in the North Queensland side down in Townsville. So there's some quality footballers down there. So at the moment, there's probably about 10 or 12 guys in the squad from those areas that we're looking at. So there is some guys putting their hand up down there, and obviously, again, if they're playing good football at the right time, they'll get selected inside.
This North Queensland, South East Queensland clash will be down on the Queen's birthday weekend in Brisbane, so it'll be on their home deck over the long weekend. They're obviously going to be a strong side, South East Queensland. How will North Queensland get over the top of them?
Look, they will be a strong side. They've recruited fairly heavily in that league down there, and I'm pretty sure we took them by surprise last year by beating them. So I know they're pretty well focused on doing it, beating us and getting one back on us. But look, I think we've got some quality midfielders. I think our pace out wide will be good. So we want to focus on using the ball well. We've got some good ball users, some good match winners. But if we play as a team and stick together, I think we can bring home another win.
Well, John, thanks a lot for your time, giving it up for AFL Cairns TV. We wish you the best of luck in your coaching of the NQ side. For the All-Stars and the Indigenous and South Pacific players and coaches being selected, we wish you all the best next Wednesday, and we look forward to a great game. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Sean.
The first of round 5 matches see South Cairns back at Fretwell Park to take on Cairns City Lions. The Cutters have recorded back-to-back wins by over 100 points in consecutive weeks, while the Lions will be looking to respond after a 26-point loss to Port Douglas on their home deck in round 4. Cairns Saints will play host to Central's Trinity Beach this weekend at Griffiths Park. Despite the strong start in 2015, the Dogs will be looking to return to the winner's circle after consecutive losses to Cairns City Lions and South Cairns. While for Cairns Saints, despite their round 3 loss to Port Douglas, recorded a whopping 114-point victory over North Cairns last weekend, which sees them sit at the top of the AFL Cairns Premiership table. The winless Tigers outfit will have the tough ask of travelling up to the Croc Pit to take on Port Douglas. With little to salvage from their whopping 114-point loss to Cairns Saints, they'll be looking to put an improved performance on the paddock. While for the home side, a hard-fought 26-point victory over Cairns City Lions saw them continue their confident start to 2015. A reminder that all reserve grade games are at 1 p.m. this weekend, with seniors due to kick off at 3 p.m. across all 3 venues. For more information regarding AFL Cairns or the round 5 fixture, please visit www.aflcairns.com.au. We look forward to seeing you at the footy this weekend. Tune in for another episode of AFL Cairns TV next week. AFL Cairns, it's a great game.